Good afternoon, children. So yesterday we revised congruency modulo and all. Is there no, Aparna? Any doubt in that part? Did you solve that questions? So today we are going to do the questions. One before doing the next one, note down, children. Exercise 1.2. How many of you solved that one? 1.2. Actually, it is deleted. Note it down. Arithmetic functions is deleted. 1.1 is there. 1.2 arithmetic function, it is deleted. Okay, straight away you can start with the next part. Allegations or mixtures, 1.3. Okay, you can start with 1.3. So in allegations and mixture, what is the formula we have learned? In allegations and mixture, so we have two ingredients, isn't it? We'll be having two ingredients. One is cheaper ingredient and one is the costly ingredient. Costly one, we call it as dearer. The other one, we call it as cheaper. We mix these two in particular ratio so that we get some profit. Is that no? So look at here. The formula of allegation enables us to find the ratio in which two or more ingredients to be mixed to produce a mixture at a desired price. Desired price means we should get some profit for that. Okay, suppose we have two ingredients of different prices. The price per unit of cheaper ingredient. Cheaper ingredient, we denote it as C. And the price per unit of the dearer ingredient, we denote it as D. Okay, C is for the cheaper and D is the dearer. Then we mix these two and we get a mean price. Mean price, we denote it as M. And what is the formula we learned here? What is the formula? What is the ratio of the mixture? What is the formula we have learned?
D minus M by M minus C.
D minus M by M minus C is equal to what you have learned? It is same as quantity of cheaper ingredients by quantity of dearer. Okay, this is the quantity of dearer. So D minus M by M minus C is equal to cheaper by dearer. Okay, that part you have to take care. Here it is cheaper by dearer. Okay, now let's do one or two questions so it will be more clear for you. Write the question. In what ratios must a grocer mix? In what ratio must a grocer mix two varieties of pulses? In what ratio must a grocer mix two varieties of pulses? Two varieties of pulses worth rupees 85 per kg, rupees 85 per kg, and rupees 100 per kg, and rupees 100 per kg. In what ratios he should mix these two quantities? Okay, in what ratios must a grocer must mix two varieties of pulses, rupees 85 per kg and rupees 100 per kg, respectively, rupees 100 per kg, respectively, to get a mixture of rupees, worth rupees 92 per kg. Get a mixture worth rupees 92 per kg. So we want to find the ratio, isn't it? Okay. So what is C here? C is the cost of the cheaper one, 85. D is the dearer one, 100. And what the mean value is 92. And what is the ratio we have learned? Ratio is equal to quantity of cheaper, isn't it? In which ratio we have to take the quantity? So quantity of the cheaper by quantity of the dearer one. Quantity of dearer is equal to, what is the formula then? It is D minus M by M minus C, isn't it? Substitute it and find the ratio. Is it okay, Aishwarya? Are you able to recall this?
Yes, ma'am.
Aparna?
Yes, ma'am.
Do this one. Okay, children. So listen here. A retailer has 250 kg of rice, a part of which he sells at a profit of 10%. He sells it for 10% profit. The remaining quantity of rice is of low quality and he sells it for 5% loss. Okay. A part of rice he sells at 10% profit. Another one is low quality. He sells it at 5% loss. Okay. Now, overall, a profit of 7% is to be made. Find the quantity of rice sold at 5% loss. We want to find the quantity of the rice. Look at here, note down this. This is a different question. So, total quantity of rice is 250 kg. Okay, 250 kg. Okay, he has 250 kg. A part of which he sells at 10% profit. The remaining quantity of rice, which is of low quality. So, look at here, the cheaper one, we take it as -5. Cheaper one is -5. And what is the dearer one? Why we take this as -5? Because it is given as loss. And the dearer one, we take it as 10%. And what is the mean value? It is 7%. We want to find the ratio. So quantity of the cheaper one by quantity of the dearer one is equal to, what is the formula we have learned? D minus M by M minus C. Is it correct? D minus M by M minus C. So that is equivalent to, what is D here? 10 minus 7 by 7 minus of -5, 7 plus 5. So we get 3 by 12. So which will be 1 by 4. So the ratio is 1:4. The ratio is 1:4. So the cheaper quantity is 1. Okay, the other quantity is 4. 1:4. He will be selling in the ratio 1:4. So find the quantity of the rice he sold at 5% loss. So how will you find that quantity of rice? Total quantity is given as 250. So what is the quantity of rice he sold for loss? It is 1 by 5 of 250, that he sells 50 kg. He sells 50 kg for loss. Okay, now look at the next one. Look at the next question, children. A container contains 40 liters of milk. A 4-liter milk was taken out and replaced with water. This process was repeated further for 2 times. How much milk is there in the container now? Okay, so for this also we have learned one formula. What is the formula we have learned? Repeated dilution. What is the formula we learned here? When we go on adding water again and again, repeated dilution. What is the formula we learned? Suppose a vessel contains, okay, what is the formula we learned? Okay, all of you take your textbook, page number 13. Open your textbook, page number 13. Repeated dilution. Look at the formula. What you have learned there? Suppose a vessel X contains X unit of liquids. From there, we take Y outside. Okay, X units of liquid is there in that vessel. We take Y units outside. And after that, what we do? We replace it with water. So when we dilute it N times, the quantity, okay, after N repeated dilutions, the quantity of pure liquid will be X into, what is the formula we write here? X into Y by X whole raised to N. This is the formula for repeated dilution. So X is the quantity initially in the vessel. Y is the quantity we are removing. So apply the formula here. What is the quantity there initially? X is 40. Y is 4. Direct formula application. 40 into 1 minus 4 by 40 the whole cube. So 40 into 9 by 10 into 9 by 10 into 9 by 10. You simplify, you'll get the answer. Okay. The next type is upstream, downstream. Are you able to recall this type? Upstream, downstream. What is meant by upstream? When we move it along with the water, okay, it is called downstream, isn't it? In that case, speed of the boat will increase. Okay, if you are moving along with the water, the speed of the boat will increase. So when downstream, speed will be same as speed of stream plus speed of boat. If it is upstream, boat speed will be more. So speed of boat minus speed of stream. So if we take the speed as, if the speed of the boat is A kilometer per hour and upstream speed it is B kilometer per hour, then the speed of the boat is half into A plus B. And what is the speed of the stream? Half into A minus B. So this is the formula. This formula and all we have learned in our, okay. Take your textbook, take the next page. Upstream boats, streams, and upstreams, downstream. Okay, boats and streams. The speed of the boat is half into A plus B. Speed of the stream is half into A minus B. What is A? A is the downstream speed of the boat. B is the upstream speed. Then speed of the boat is half into A plus B. Okay. And what is the formula for speed? Speed is, what is the formula for speed? Speed is distance by time, isn't it? Now look at here, children. Look at here. Okay, these questions and all already we have discussed. You have the text. Write down these 2 questions. After that, we'll be doing extra questions. And Karthik, you asked one down. Okay, after doing these 2 questions, we'll be doing that questions. Okay, look at this question. A man rows 15 kilometer upstream and 25 kilometer downstream in 5 hours each time. What is the speed of the current? Okay. So a man rows 15 kilometer upstream and 25 kilometer downstream in 5 hours. We want to find what is the speed of the current. Okay, speed of the current means it is same as speed of the river. So what you can do? We take speed of the boat as X, isn't it? And speed of the stream as Y. So what will be the upstream speed? Upstream speed is X plus X minus Y. And what about downstream speed? It is X plus Y. Now what is given? It travels, okay, a man travels 15 kilometer upstream in 5 hours. So upstream speed is equal to, we know that distance by time. So x minus will be equivalent to 5, 15 by 5. So when you cancel this, you will get x minus y as 3. And what is the downstream speed? X plus y is equal to, let's say, 25 kilometers in 5 hours. Again, if you cancel, so we'll get two equations. X plus y is 5 and x minus y is equal to 3. Solve these two equations and find what is x, what is y. Is it okay? Is it clear, Femina?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at the next question. Read the next one. Look at the next question given here. A person can row about 5 kilometers an hour in still water. Okay, it takes him thrice as long to row upstream as to row downstream. Find the rate at which the stream is flowing. Okay, we are asked to find what is the rate at which the stream is flowing, means we want to find the speed of the stream. So you take the speed of the stream is x. And what is given? He can row about 5 kilometers an hour in still water. Okay, that means speed of the boat is given. Okay, speed of the boat is given as 5. Speed of the stream, we don't know. We take it as x. Okay, so what will be the upstream speed? Upstream speed will be 5 minus x. Speed will get decreased. And what will be the downstream speed? It will be 5 plus x. Now what is given here? It takes him thrice as long to row upstream as to row downstream. That means, suppose he travels y distance in upstream, means he travels 3y distance in downstream. Okay, with the same time. If he travels y kilometer in upstream, means downstream the same time is needed for traveling 3y. He can travel 3y kilometers. Is it clear? It takes him. So what is the time taken? Time taken for thrice to grow upstream will be same as the downstream. So time taken for the down. Okay. Look, is it clear, children? It takes him thrice as long to row upstream. So when he moves upstream, time taken for upstream is, it is given, time taken for upstream is same as 3 times the time taken for downstream. Okay, what is the time taken for upstream? How will you find? What is the formula for time taken? Distance by speed. We don't know the distance. You take it as y. But what is the speed? Upstream speed, it is 5 minus x is equal to 3 into time taken is again the same method. Time taken for downstream, the same distance with 5 plus x. Y will get cancelled. Cross multiply these two. Simplify and find out what is x. Simplify this and find what is x. Is it okay? Hmm? So for the exam, children, you have up to this pipes and cisterns. Okay, for the exam, you have pipes and cisterns. For this first exam, your first exam will be on Monday. So start preparing. Okay, I'm not. I think Monday. It's sorry, not it. I'll be keeping the test paper on 21st. 21st means check it. Is it Tuesday, Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am. Tuesday.
Okay, so you'll be ready on Tuesday with this portions, with thorough first chapter, full portion. Will you be ready? Okay. Is or no? Learn it
Yes,
well.
ma'am.
That is why I repeatedly insist. Okay. You'd get this many days, but you have to learn it thorough. Okay, do all the textual questions, do the questions from the CBSE paper, take the sample paper, do the questions given there, and then I have given one more site there. Is or no? I have sent one applied maths question bank. Is or no? In your class group, I have posted it. How many of you opened that one? Aparna, is it there? Okay, for the first term, you get one booklet. I think around 200 pages are there. Okay, that one also you can use it. Start solving, then you'll get. Okay. Now, after learning this content, after learning this pipes and cisterns, we can start with doing the extra questions. In pipes and cisterns, what you have learned? Partnership and races is for the next exam. Okay. Partnership and races is for the next exam. Now, let us do pipes and cisterns. Open your textbook. Pipes and cisterns, page number 24. Okay. Suppose a pipes need X hours to fill the tank. Okay. Suppose a pipe takes X hours to fill the tank means in 1 hour, the part of the tank filled is. Okay. The tank filled by the pipe in 1 hour. Suppose it takes X hours by the pipe to fill the tank. So what is, okay. Can you give the part of the tank filled in 1 hour? It is
1 by X.
1 by X. Okay, suppose one pipe takes X hours, another pipe takes Y hours. If you keep it together, open. If you keep it together, open. Okay, then in that case, what happens? If both the pipes are kept open, then what is the time taken to fill the tank? One pipe takes. Okay, write down. Write down, note down all these things, children. Suppose the pipe takes X hours to fill the tank. Suppose it takes X hours to fill the tank means part of the tank filled in 1 hour is, part of the tank filled in 1 hour will be 1 by X. Part of the tank filled in 1 hour will be 1 by X. Okay, same way, instead of filling, suppose it is emptying. Suppose there is a hole in the tank. The method is also same. Okay, suppose the hole in the tank empties the tank within X hours. So what is the part of the tank emptied in 1 hour? It will be 1 by X. Okay, now imagine the situation. Suppose, okay, suppose a pipe can fill the tank in X hours. Another pipe can empty the tank in Y hours. So X hours is needed by a pipe to fill the tank, and Y hours is needed to empty the tank. Imagine there is a hole or another pipe is there, okay, through which the water can go out. So X hours is needed to fill the tank and Y hours is needed to empty the tank. Okay, suppose both are kept opened. Suppose these two are kept opened. So one side we are filling, other side it is going on. Okay, in this case, what is the formula we have learned? Here we have learned two cases. Suppose x is greater than y. Suppose it is x is greater than y means, okay, part of the tank filled in 1 hour is equal to, part of the tank filled in 1 hour is equal to 1 by y minus 1 by x. Part of the tank filled in 1 hour is equal to, sorry children, it is filled, isn't it? It is not empty. So suppose x is greater than, suppose x is greater than y. Then part of the tank emptied in 1 hour. Suppose x is greater than y, then part of the tank emptied in 1 hour is equal to x is greater than y. It is 1 by y minus 1 by x. 1 by y minus 1 by x. X is greater than means when we take the reciprocal, it will become smaller, isn't it? So part of the term emptied in now is equal to 1 by y minus 1 by x. Similarly, when y is greater than x, that means emptying. Okay, suppose emptying is greater, means when y is greater than x, in that case, what is the part of the tank filled? Then the part of the tank filled will be same as 1 by x minus 1 by y. It is 1 by x minus 1 by y. So if it is filling, you have to take the reciprocal and add. If it is emptying, you have to take the reciprocal and you have to subtract. Okay, suppose we have two pipes. Okay, imagine the next one. Suppose we have two pipes. First pipe takes x hours to fill and the second pipe takes y hours to fill. Okay, if you first pipe take x hours to fill, second pipe takes y hours to fill. Suppose we keep both the pipes open, then what is the time taken to fill? 1 by x plus 1 by y. Time taken to fill will be 1 by x plus 1 by y. Remember, this is part filled will be 1 by x plus 1 by y. And what is the time taken? Time taken will be the reciprocal of this, y plus x by xy. If you take the reciprocal, xy by x plus y. Time taken will be xy by x plus y. Part filled and the time taken, both are reciprocals of each other. Okay, they are all reciprocal. Now look at the question. Listen to the question we are going to discuss. Okay, listen, children. Okay, suppose a pipe or tank is connected to a cistern which fills, it is known as the inlet pipe. Okay, which is filling in means we call it as inlet pipe. Okay, note down the terms. Sometimes it will not, the term used will be inlet pipe and outlet pipe. And the pipe connected to the tank which drains or empties the tank means it is called outlet pipe. Okay, which fills the tank means we call it as inlet pipe, which empties the tank means we call it as outlet pipe. Okay, so when a tank is connected to many pipes, then the difference between the sum of the work done by inlets and the sum of the work done by the outlets gives the filled part of the tank. Okay, look at here. Suppose a pipe can fill it in X hours of time. Okay, it takes X hours to fill. So 1 by X is filled in 1 hour. Similarly, suppose it takes Y hours to empty the tank, means in 1 hour, it fills 1 by Y. Sorry, not fills, it empties 1 by Y. So if both the things are kept open, then the portion of the tank it can fill will be same as 1 by X minus 1 by Y. 1 by X minus 1 by Y. Okay. So now look at the next question. Based on this, look at the question given. 2 pipes can fill a cistern in 8 hours and 12 hours. These 2 can fill it in 8 hours and 12 hours. These pipes are opened simultaneously and it takes 12 minutes more to fill the cistern due to the leakage. Okay. It takes 12 minutes more. Okay. Usually what is the time taken? We don't know. Now what is given? It takes 4 minutes. There is a small leakage. Because of that, it takes 4 minutes more. If the cistern is full, what will be the time taken by the leakage to empty it? Write the question. 2 pipes can okay, so listen here, what is given? 2 pipes are there. So 2 pipes can fill the tank in 1 by 8 and 1 by 12 hours. So the first tank fills it in 1 by 8 hours, isn't it? The part of the tank filled in 1 hour is 1 by 8. And part of the tank filled by the second pipe is 1 by 12. So if we keep it open, what is the part filled by both the pipes? It will be 1 by 8 plus 1 by 12. So we get 5 by 24. So this is the time taken, sorry, not time taken. This is the part filled by both the pipes. So what will be the time taken? It will be the reciprocal. Time taken is the reciprocal. Is it correct? Is it clear, children? Suppose it takes 8 hours to fill the tank. If it takes 8 hours to fill the tank. So what is the part of the tank filled in 1 hour? Is it 1 by 8? It takes 8 hours to fill the tank. So what is the part of the tank filled in 1 hour? It is 1 by 8. Is or no? Suppose it takes 8 days to complete one work. So what is 1 day's work? Is it 1 by 8? Okay. We divide it into 8 parts. So what is 1 day's work? It is 1 by 8. Same way here, it takes 8 hours to fill the tank. So what is the part of the tank filled in 1 hour? It will be 1 by 8. Similarly, another pipe is there. So if you keep both the pipes open, then what is the time taken? Then the time taken will be 1 by 8. Okay, first you have to find out what is the part filled. 1 by 8 plus 1 by 12, 5 by 24. So time taken will be the reciprocal. 24 by 5 hours, which is same as 4 hours, 48 minutes. Now what is given? It will take 12 minutes more. So total time taken will be 4 hours plus 48 plus 12. So total time taken is 5 hours. So it takes 5 hours to empty the tank. Is it clear? It takes 5 hours to empty the tank. So what is the net work done? So in 1 hour, what is the work done? It takes 5 hours. Because of the leakage, it took 5 hours for filling the tank. So what is the part of work done in 1 hour? It is 1 by 5. Part of the work done is 1 by 5. So this is the total work done by both the pipes. This is the what? Okay, this is the work done Okay, this is work done. That means the water is going out. This is the inlet work. Okay, and this is outgoing. So how much work is done means what you will do. What is the leakage? 5 by 24 minus 1 by 5. 5 by 24 minus 1 by 5. When you simplify this, you'll get 1 by 20. Take the LCM, simplify. So therefore, we get time taken by the leakage to empty the tank is 120 hours. Yes. That's Tomlin. See, in your book, you have similar.
Yeah, ma'am, by mistake.
Okay. Yeah. So complete that one, children. Now look at the next one. Listen to the next question. A cistern can be filled by 2 pipes A and B in 12 minutes and 15 minutes respectively. Okay. It can be filled by 2 pipes. First pipe takes 12 minutes to fill. Second pipe takes 15 minutes. Another pipe C is there which can empty the full tank in 20 minutes. Which can empty the tank in 20 minutes. Now what is given? If the pipe C is opened 5 minutes after the pipes A and B are opened, find when the cistern will become full. What is given? We have 2 pipes. First pipe takes 12 minutes for filling the tank. Second pipe takes 15 minutes to fill the tank. There is another pipe. If you keep it open for 20 times, it can empty the full tank. Now what we do here, we open both the pipes A and B. After that, we open that. Okay. We open the pipe A and B for 5 minutes. Okay. If the tap C is opened 5 minutes after that, we are opening after 5 minutes. A and B are already open. After that only C is opened 5 minutes after the pipes A and B are emptied. Then find when the cistern becomes full. How will you do this? So 2 pipes takes, first pipe is filling the tank, second pipe also fills the tank. So you find out what is the part filled by the tank in 5 minutes. So it takes 12 minutes to fill the tank. So first tank will fill 1 by 12 of the tank. Similarly, second tank will fill 1 by 15 of the tank. If you keep it together open, part filled in 1 minute is 1 by 12 plus 1 by 15. So now first, initially we keep it open for 5 minutes. So 5 into 1 by 12 plus 1 by 15. If you take simplify, it is 3 by 4. It is 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 of the tank is filled. Is or no? So within 5 minutes, 3 by 4 of the tank is filled. Now, what is the unfilled part? It is 1 by 4. Unfilled part is 1 by 4. During this time, what we do? We open another pipe. From that pipe, water will go out. Isn't it? Water is going out. So how will you find the time taken here? To become, okay, what is the time taken? To fill the cistern. So how will you do this? Look at the next part. So, it is, okay, first pipe takes 12 minutes, second pipe takes 15 minutes, and the third pipe takes to empty the tank? So 1 by 12 plus 1 by 15 minus 1 by 20. In 1 minute, what is the part filled? In 1 minute, it fills 1 by 10. In 1 minute, it fills 1 by 10 of the tank. That means it takes 10 minutes to one part of the tank. Now we have to fill 3 by 4, 1 by 4 of the tank. So, is it clear? It fills 1 by 12, 1 by 15, and we put minus 1 by 20 because water is going out. So 1 by 12 plus 1 by 15 minus 1 by 20, we get 1 by 10. So 1 by 4 of the tank can be filled in 1 by 4 into, is it clear? Is it clear here? Here you can say it takes 10 minutes to fill one tank. 10 minutes to fill the full tank. Okay, here we don't want to fill the full tank. We want to fill only the 1 by 4 of the tank because 3 by 4 is already filled. So the part to be filled is 1 by 4. So what will be the time taken to fill 1 by 4 of the tank? So it is 1 by 4 into 10, which is same as 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Therefore, what is the total time taken? That is 5 plus 2 minutes, 30 seconds. You will get 7 minutes, 30 seconds. It's a time up. It is 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Children, is it the time up to 340 or 350?